Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Demetri, and this is my new podcast situation I'm putting together or whatever. And it's just, a small 30-minute talk about whatever movies and Hollywood, upcoming movies and stuff like that. Um, Hopefully sooner or later I have somebody that can come on and join me because I have three people in mind that are down for it or whatever. So today, last time I talked, it was about the He-Man movie. And with my situation and how I felt about, you know, He-Man and who I think should be, the cast, some of the cast members or whatever, and how exactly I think it should be done. And, I said some things along the line like bringing Battle Cat and make Skeletor more, the actor for Skeletor more like epic, more, because that's the guy you got to have play Skeletor. You have to have like good actors for that. He-Man, not so much. Just somebody that doesn't mess up. So, and the guy that I was trying to come up with his name with that I could remember, Alan Richardson, and he plays Reacher in the Reacher series that comes on Netflix. I think it's Netflix or Amazon Prime. He plays Jack Reacher pretty much, and I felt like you know, they go and negotiation contracts with him and the production company, talk to him because he doesn't have any, as far as I know, any new projects coming up or whatever. But they talk to him and get it situated and work out a deal, then he can, what I'm saying, he can be He-Man. He got to buff it up a little bit more because He-Man was this big old barbaric, gigantic, well, not tall, but good height, and he's the most powerful man in the universe. So I was just trying to bring that up because last time I when I last time I was on, I couldn't remember the guy's name, but Alan Grant, and he was also in the Fast and the Furious 9 with Jason Momoa, Vin Diesel, and all them. Uh, he, he's all right, but I seen some clips of the Reacher, and I was like, yeah, he could do it. That's that I felt like, my opinion, that's who the somebody like He-Man should be done. Now you could have talked about Skeletor, now you're getting in a different realm. Skeletor, I said, pointed out, I don't know if you remember, Benicio del Toro. He's uh he's a really good actor. He's one of my favorite actors. Um, but he has that, he's kind of like getting past his prime, maybe right now. He's a little bit older. So that's perfect because in Masters of the Universe movie in the 80s, Skeletor was old, and it was Cat Frank Langerson, something like that. Um, who played Skeletor. You know, Skeletor the cartoon. He might not seem that epic, but he was a big part of the He-Man thing. I'll get you, He-Man. Rah, rah, rah. That you, you got some of that going on. So it was a lot of laughter with it, but Skeletor is evil, and he is a big time villain of all the villains in the villain universe and the fantasy universe. He's like the apocalypse, because Apocalypse is my favorite villain in the whole X-Men series. People don't realize how powerful Apocalypse was. Apocalypse was the man. You know what I'm saying? So you know, Oscar Isaac played Apocalypse in that X-Men Apocalypse movie, which one it wasn't that good. But Oscar Isaac, he did his part. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean the movie, you know, couldn't have been better. But Oscar Isaac did his part, and I think he's a good actor. So, and that's another person I would say, towards Skeletor. Then you got Johnny Depp. But anyway, I'm figuring Angela Angela Jolie could play the sorceress. She's up in that age now. You need kind of an older, sort of an older woman to play it. And then you got Sort of like how Charlie's Theron played. It was she played the. I'm trying to think of the movie it was where she played like a fairy, like a evil. I think it was the Seven Dwarfs or whatever with Chris Hemsworth. It was a movie he did something about that whole story. But yeah, I know a lot of people want to say, "Oh, Chris Hemsworth playing He Man." Chris Hemsworth is Thor. He Thor is big in this world. That's a big character. That's a big title. So you, you can't do Hemsworth for Thor and He Man. That's just my opinion. That's just you can't be both. Which I understand about Deadpool and Green Lantern. They're trying to put Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and then it's Green Lantern, which is two different universes. But it's like Ryan Reynolds that good, where it's like he could play Green Lantern too, or he could play Deadpool. You can get anybody, not anybody, but a good, decent actor to play Green Lantern. You don't have to be Oscar nominee. Deadpool, he's doing good. He's got the comic with it. He's got the whole. I don't like, even though I don't like the way they make Deadpool movies so, like real comic-y, like, he's always cracking the joke, whatever. Now in the comic books, Deadpool was sort of like that. He did crack a lot of jokes. He was like Spider-Man. He was you know, comical. But he wasn't like this is like when I'm watching Deadpool now, it's like I'm watching a comedy. And it's not supposed to be a comedy. Like, chill out on that, bro. Like, just play Deadpool. Deadpool's a serious character too. You know, he was part of the program Weapon X with Wolverine or whatever when they did the Animanium, whatever. It was the same program, but he was a serious character. He was a ward or like a big time warrior. But yeah, he was a little comical, but he wasn't like that. But like you might as well have Eddie Murphy playing him. Like, come on. Anyway, I made to get away from the subject, but I was just trying to touch up on some of the things that I had missed because I didn't know the guy's name from Reacher. And yeah, that's some. I'm gonna get back into the He-Man thing later on down the line. We'll bring it back up, but they are in talks of the production. They did a Netflix series on like the cartoon, try to sort of bring the cartoon back again. I think it's more of an adult cartoon, He-Man, than the children's cartoonish or whatever. That and be coming up in my days in the 80s. I don't think this is that 80s vibe with it. But sorry, I got to have my coffee. Um anyway, so we're gonna talk today about Mortal Kombat 2, the movie. So yeah, they're just finishing up Mortal Kombat, the production. From what I understand, they're still trying to prepare for the tournament to go. Um I don't want to spoil it for the people that still didn't see the Mortal Kombat 2020, I think. Um I don't want to spoil it for them, but hopefully you've seen it by now. So Mortal Kombat, what they did, they put the story together starting off with Sub-Zero and Scorpion, which is cool. You kind of like that's that's a cool, unique way to start off if you want to redo Mortal Kombat from the 95, 94, 95 film. You start off with s- introduction of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like you seeing like their story, how they became enemies because they are like deadliest of enemies. But and under the game, they're under Shang Tsung's his power. He's in control of them. So he's got his force of people that's in the tournament, of warriors in the tournament. Then you got Earth Realm, Earth uh heroes, Earth's they're supposed to be champions coming up. And Raiden leads that. So, in this one, it starts off, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they having their feud, their war. Of course, Scorpion's good in this one. He's got a family, his wife, his kids, or whatever. And Sub-Zero is with, I think the Lingway, whatever, and, he's, like, the head of his whole posse, and he comes and sends his warriors, but he's there too, make sure the job gets done to attack, Scorpion and his family and his wife and his kids, and, of course, he kills them, and Scorpion sees that, and he's it's kinda sad, the movie, because he's out there getting water for his baby and his family and, just being a father, doing father things in that time and, in this country, this the area he was at, and then all of a sudden, he hears his wife scream, and he comes and his family's frozen. So it's like, what you know, wow. What a day to start off with. You know, this is how this day is going, losing my wife and my kids, and they're frozen, and now I'm facing one of my worst enemies. So they fight, and then I guess Sub Zero gets the edge this point at this first fight. He kills Scorpion, and Raiden uh comes to get his son, his baby, and it goes down all the way to his Scorpion's last bloodline into after all that's done, the years and years and years and years later, guy, but Cole Young, who was in pretty much Scorpion's bloodline, he is like, the trainer, like sort of MMA fighter, and you know, the war is coming. They're trying to Shang Tsung is trying to prepare to kill Earth's champions before the tournament, so it could be, you know, pretty much cheating, so they can they don't have to have a tournament, or they don't have to because you have a tournament, you have to take risk of Earth champions winning, and you know he's he's being Shang Tsung and being evil and trying to cheat, so he gets his people and try to track down Raiden's warriors, Earth's warriors, to try to end this. So Sub Zero's he's after Cole Young, which he knows he's also the last bloodline of Scorpion, the Lingway. And Sub Zero, he gets some parts done, but he's not successful in killing Cole Young, which leads to Jax, him pretty much almost killing Jax and then bringing Jax back into what he is, the guy he is, or whatever. And they all got a marking on him that gives them some sort of power on this earth. So if you have that marking, that means you got something that you can do, some kind of shoot a fireball, shoot ice, or turn into some creature, or uh, s- like harpoons coming out your arm, and stuff like that. So you know, basically, it's not successful by the end of the movie, and Liu Kang and Kung Lao are um they're brothers, and they're trying to fight for the tournament, but they also trying to they're fighting for Raiden and training Raiden's people, trying to prepare them for the tournament. While Shang Tsung is sitting there trying to kill him. So I mean, it's a it's a good story. I think it I think it could have been a lot better. Like I said, some of these movies got too much light and magic in it. Just like let it fly. Just get real with it. You know what I'm saying? Like just that too much too much of that CGI and this and that. It turns into a cartoon after a while. And yeah, I've seen a real teeny bit of that in Mortal Kombat. Even though I like the special effects with Sub Zero, that was that was off the chain. You know what I'm saying? So I could rock with that. Sub Zero, the way they did that, it was less light to the last film, which I like the last Mortal Kombat, the 95 version Mortal Kombat. I liked it. I like that one, even though that was you go back and look at the graphics and stuff in that, and you're like, oh yeah, it was sort of cheesy, but it was good. It was a good movie. It had a lot of energy to it. You know, it had comedy a little bit with Johnny Cage chipping in and out. So anyway, by the end of the movie of Mortal Kombat, this Mortal Kombat I'm talking about, um, Shang Tsung fails, and he doesn't get to kill the warriors like he wanted to. So therefore, his warriors ends up getting killed because they turn it around, and these guys start fighting back, and they find their marking and their powers or what they could do. So then it could becomes you know being the prey easily becomes fight back hunters. So and then they end up succeeding. And Shang Tsung's plan is ruined, so he takes his warriors and puts them back in an outworld, which is a different realm. Um, and he pretty much warns Raiden it ain't over, and which Raiden knows it ain't over. They all know it ain't over. So that's how the movie pretty much ends. Up on top of the Sub Zero and Cole Young fight at the end, and when Cole finally realized he's the last bloodline of Scorpion, and Scorpion comes back in the fight in that match to help him out, which is pretty cool. I like it. And but then after that, they, it's over when it's that fight is pretty much done. At the end of the movie, they show Cole Young out to go find some more Earth's champions, preparing for the tournament, which is they show Johnny Cage poster when he's talking to one of the guy. I think it's one of his trainers or something, because when he's leaving the training place he goes to for his MMA fight and whatever, and the guy's like, "Are you coming back?" He's like, "Nah, I got other things I got to do." And then it shows he walked by and it shows Johnny Cage on the poster. So Johnny Cage is going to be the focus coming into this for this film, from what I understand. When I seen about it when I looked it up, and Cole goes after Johnny Cage and try to talk him into fighting with the rest of the guys for the tournament, preparing for the tournament. So they go out to see Johnny Cage, and Baraka's got a big he's got a he's got a big part in this too, in this movie. So he's loyal to Shao Kahn, which is Shao Kahn's in it. Of course, you can't have a Mortal Kombat movie without Shao Kahn. Bow to me. He's the biggest villain or whatever. But you got other guys. Quan Chi. He's I think Quan Chi is like another sorceress like Shang Tsung. So you're gonna show them back and forth. He's supposed to be in it. Actually, the guy that's playing Shao Kahn was in Fast and the Furious 9. He's he's one of the big dude, big bodybuilding, tattoos all over. He was one of the I don't think he fought anybody in the Fast and the Furious, but they showed him he was part of the bad team, I think. Part of the bad agents or whoever. Anyway, and like I said, Alan Richardson, He-Man, he was in that. I say He-Man because I want to play He-Man. But so Shao Kahn, you're gonna see parts of him coming in this movie. You're gonna see Quan Chi. You're gonna see Princess Katana, which is Shao Kahn's daughter, and her mother. I think it's Lydell or whatever. She's in it, and you see like I don't know if they're gonna bring back I don't think they're gonna bring Goro's sister, whoever, whatever her name is. I don't know if I didn't read anything about her being quite in this movie, but it's got a good sort of a good whole plot to it. Like I said, Cole's trying to gather up people. Johnny's in it. He's a focus. They said Sonya Blade's coming back. Raiden coming back. All the characters that played in the first, they all be back. Um, yeah. So, and they're preparing for the tournament. So here's the thing. I don't know if this is quite them, part two. This one be part two of them just preparing for the whole tournament. Uh, you know, this movie just being them preparing and not like fighting. Like because it could be them preparing most of the movie and then the tournament begins towards the end of the movie, or them just the whole movie they're just fighting all these people, all these other champions, fighters, and then the third one they actually fight in the tournament. So I mean, it's it's got a lot of potential. It's got a lot of potential. I just don't want them to overdo it to the point where it's like I don't want to see too much CGI. Like I want to see. And here's another thing, man. Another reason why I like the first 95 Mortal Kombat because of the martial arts. It was like it was martial arts in there. It was like they had to study for that when they were putting that together. They trained for that, like real martial art. Like you know, I like the fighting in that movie. In this new Mortal Kombat 2021 or 20, the martial arts wasn't that great. The Sub-Zero fighting was okay, but other than that, it was like more like just street fighting, Fight Club type fight. Like it wasn't that kung fu like because Mortal Kombat, the whole story has kung fu in it. It has really good martial arts. Like the fighters are martial artists. You know what I mean? You might have some that might do capoeira, some do kung fu, some might do taekwondo, like different things. But then you got some of the fighters that are so good that almost like Bruce Lee, like Liu Kang, who could master all of that. That's why he wins tournaments. Um, it, I just need to see more. I need to see some fighting, man. Like I need to see like them going at it. You know. Um. So, movie's got potential. It's the same director. Um, and I'm looking for. I'm gonna be a sucker for it. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I can't wait. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. Like I said, I really like the '95 one, even though it's sort of cheesy when you go back and look at the graphics. But it's like that was what it was then. You know, CGI is evolving. Special effects is evolving. And I just don't want it to evolve too much because, like I said, you see it in these movies, and it's like, that's okay, cartoonish. I get the Hulk, I get that for the Avengers. How you how you gonna build a big old Hulk man and use movie magic and animatronics of him fighting everybody, moving fast and jumping and leaping over buildings? I get that. I get that. Superman, you ain't got to do that. The Man of Steel, a lot of y'all might like that and like that whole fast, like running the buildings, flying back and forth like a fly around. Like nah, not me. I'm old school. I like the original Superman. I like the movie magic where he actually looked like he's flying, and I'm cool with that, man. Some stuff, yeah, you got to be different. The Hulk, I get that. you know, Thor, no, I don't get that. Not so much. You can't, let him fly. Movie magic. He has a hammer. Make it realistic, man. You know, um, one of my dreams is to be. A lot of people don't know this about me. Is be a movie director. That's been a dream of mine for a decade. Like people say, "What do you want to do?" I wanted to be an animator. You know, um, dealing with Disney. Like I said, I'm old school. the Aladdin and Lion King days where you draw, you flip for the flip book, start from the back, and you flip it, and they move or whatever. That's me. I used to draw. I still got the art in me, but I hadn't drawn in a while. I need to do some projects or try to see if what I could do. So, but it just my thing is I'm more I'm more into that, the animate, the work of it, you know. So, um I want to see I'm into like special effects and doing stuff like that, but I don't agree with how much they done got into it. It's like they spend so much money into it and they taking out the work of it. It's like, we're just gonna do this special CGI. This it's easy, you know. You don't have to do all this stuff, whatever. Um, but it's not the work's not there. So, but my thing with it is, I I wanna I want this movie to be I want it to be good. I want it to be worth it. So we're gonna I'm just I think too much into it. You know what I mean? Because I want a good film, and like I said, Hollywood is massive. It's destruction. It's like the the end of the world. It's Hollywood, like Armageddon, and it needs better movies. And whether it's action, suspense, drama, Disney, it don't matter what it is, man. Like they need to put work into it and stop rushing these projects out. And it's not put the time, put the effort, put all make the movie like it did in the 80s and the 90s. So what? It takes 2 years to make a project or whatever. At least that 2 years is worth it when you see it. You know what I mean? Now it's like what a half 6 months on making a movie, and it's all right. Put it out there, sell it, product. All right, package it. There you go. We're gonna make money of it somehow because it's a new product. They just want that's what it is, man. And they need to production companies need to really, really sit down and put effort into it and stop trying to make this easy money, which is turning into barely no money now. Because you ain't got no blockbusters no more. You got no creativity no more out there. You got no imagination. You know, and when you get like that, yeah, you tapping into, oh God, we don't know what to do. What should we do? Oh, let's remake this movie because we can't think of that. No, let's do. Now you're messing that up. You know what I'm saying? Pick your poison, man. But that's my thing, and I I'm I'm really looking forward to this Mortal Kombat 2 movie. So we're gonna see how this goes, and hopefully things work out. But I'll touch on this this whole subject again because I'm sure they're gonna put more trailers out or whatever. I thought we were going to see a trailer during the Super Bowl. Of course, that was a appointment, but it would have been cool to see a Mortal Kombat trailer. We seen Kong versus Godzilla, and God knows, man, talk about CGI. That looks like a cartoon. Come on, bro. That looks like a cartoon. Cartoon. Godzilla and Kong running. No. Keep them the slow doofies. you know, let them be the slow monsters still. Not all that running and jumping and all that. Now it's not capturing the eye no more because it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. Let's keep it real. But yo, I'm next time I come on, I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna tap like just a little into Thundercats because they're talking about that too. Which that's another cartoon I came up on, and we're gonna see how that goes or whatever. I read something about a Prince movie potentially coming. Terrence Howard, I think he could do it. There was supposed to have been a Richard Pryor movie with Mike Epps playing him, but I didn't hear nothing else about that. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna look more into this and see what's going on with these things. But for the time being, thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.